here. Time for another update of my LEGO Hogwarts MOC series. And so I'm gonna zoom out, you're gonna see instantly that now that the courtyard is fully done. Well, fully, I mean the infrastructure is done. Obviously we don't have the roof yet, but that is one of the things on the menu for the near future. As you can see, now the whole kind of idea is done, and I want to talk about a few things that you will probably notice and that might raise some questions as you look at this. And while I talk, I will try to give you some different angles. But basically, the first thing that I want to talk about is this. Usually, it should be looking like this, but the reason why I have not applied this same idea over here is because these pillars, they will exist, but we will have them attached to the lower section. What do I mean by the lower section? As you might suspect, the whole Great Hall idea and this whole platform will be raised, let's say about 30-40 centimeters upwards from the table level. So there will be cliffs, and basically we will use these holes here to attach the cliffs to the building so things don't just pop out. And I have decided to use the pillars as an attachment to the cliffs, so it's hidden in a way. So I think that will work out fine. We're still kind of far away from actually doing that, and I might do some little changes. For example, these connection places might be, for example, here, because they'll be better hidden. Might turn out that, for example, connecting here would be a bad idea, because if you press against it, it's not as stable as it would be at the bottom. But basically that's the idea right now. As you can notice, I have placed tiles everywhere here with some modular kind of studs here and there to support the roof. Now I will not show you anything about the roof yet, because I want to make at least a little section, or for example a third of the roof, and kind of give you the idea of what I'm planning. But basically we will have different blocks of roof that we'll be able to remove separately. For example, one section should be from here to here, just because this is a corner piece. Unless I find a good way to make it stable so it doesn't fall apart as I try to take it out. We might make it like an L piece here. And I'm still waiting for some pieces, but basically we'll use and try to make it as accurate as possible. As you might remember, the roof should be going upwards. For example, if this is the lowest point here, it's going like this up to here, and I think it should look fine. Now, how many bulks of roof we'll be able to do, I'm not sure. I will try to make them as large as possible, so we don't, whenever we have to pick up the roof, it doesn't take like 2 minutes to do it. But for sure this whole area, for example, will not be one whole piece. So for example, one piece here and then another 2 or 3 pieces here. And ideally after, for example, we've placed I don't know what this Voldemort is doing there. I was probably testing the height or something. After we've placed the floor, for example, and some interior like torches, some benches, maybe some flowers on the inside. Haven't really decided what to do with the interior of these courtyard corridors. We'll have to take a look. But after we've placed everything, there shouldn't really be much necessity to take out the roof very often, unless we're moving the building or anything like that. But the idea is whenever it is needed, or we need to disassemble or move or transport or whatever, it would be easy, easy and simple. Now without the roof, it's kind of difficult to determine what the overall vibe is. But I think the courtyard ended up being quite, good. I kind of was on the fence on using these dragons here as the gargoyles inside, but I think they're doing a great job. And I think everything will look even better once we put some floor, because I don't want this to be either here or here. I want to put some rock patterns, and since I'm really bad at doing that, I will take my sweet time and do some testings on smaller sections, for example, something like this. And once I'm happy with something like that, and I will start applying it. I might also actually do something that I don't usually do, and that is to look at some videos of people doing various stone patterns and stuff, and hopefully inspire me, or maybe I even copy something that I like, because I'm just so bad at doing that. But first I will try by myself, as I usually do. Now this was a very fun build to do. It did take quite a few pieces. I think I ordered in the end 150 to 200 of these 1x3 arches, and I think I only have like 10 left, so I'll won't be using them anytime soon, I don't think. It did take quite a few more pieces than I suspected, but I think it was totally worth it, and especially when we've put some more details on this, it will look even better. Now, one other things that I have done are small modifications, and I will show you. First of all, I have, as you can see now, these dark bluish gray plates that were showing here. I have replaced these with tan ones, so now it's not visible anymore, and it looks a lot better. One little small change that I have done is, you probably don't notice from this angle, but I have reduced the height of this building, this side building, by exactly one plate. And why is that? Because this roof, when I was popping it, it was fitting here, but it was making it kind of difficult to pop out, because you just had to shove it in there to go underneath this piece here. And what I've done is, instead of, basically it was a plate here, and then we had a row of tan kind of tiles and modular studs, and I've removed that one entirely, and instead of and I've removed the brown plates, and now the modular studs and the tiles are in brown. So we basically reduced the sizing by one plate, and that way we still keep this pattern going over here, and now it's a lot easier to pop the building in and to place the roof. It's very, very easy. It doesn't really go, you see there is like enough space to move it a little bit, so there is no pressure on the pieces whatsoever, and I think that's important. And yeah, I think it's better. This is still not being replaced because I still don't have these pieces yet. They're in the mail, and bothers me when I film it, but that's the way it is. One more thing that I've really been meaning to show you, almost forgot. I've removed the front section now, so I get to open this easier and film it easier. Remember these support kind of Technic pieces that I use here? I replaced them with reddish brown, and for some reason my camera doesn't want to focus on them. Kind of likes the figures in the back more. But yeah, now we have two here and two here in the right color, and I think that looks a lot better because they don't stick out and they support the doors of not, moving. You can actually press the doors and they close very well and easy, even with one hand. One other thing is that inside I have finally finished the knights. They're all in full armor. They all have their heads and their helmets, and everything is looking great. Now from this angle I can't really film it right. Now I'm thinking about adding some weapons on them, and I don't want them to be the same weapons. So I think I need to buy some swords or some spears or something. And also I have bought the architect minifig, which I'm gonna place, as you know, over here, basically on this side. You'll be able to see it from this window here. And yeah, I'm gonna start thinking about some floor here, because after I add the architect, I think there isn't really much more to be placed in this corridor. I'm actually thinking a little bit about trying a different design of these braziers, because they're kind of big for this size. I mean, they're 3x3, and I know that I've shown you how to make them, and I really like the design that I came up with, but for this corridor in particular, I would prefer if they were a little bit smaller. So I'm tackling that idea a little bit, and there is no reason we shouldn't use these designs in a different hallway or something, but you know, something to keep in mind, that maybe we should just make them 2x2. It will lose a lot of you know, the whole idea, and it will look like a cylinder, but maybe we just need a space. But I don't know, I'm just sharing what has been on my mind. I might end up just leaving them. Yeah, but I think it looks really nice here inside. With all the knights, we have a total of 10 knights here, and after I place some weapons in there, I think it will be really nice. Now, I'm not really sure what kind of position the weapon should be in. I mean, obviously you don't really want the knights just to be holding them normally. Maybe you want them, like if they have two swords, to be crossed. I mean, I'll have to come up with some different ways for them to hold them, just so they don't look all the same. But since these kind of pockets that I've created for them are kind of tight, I am a little bit restricted as far as the positions of the weapons in the hands are concerned, but I'll see what I can do. Now, we're over here now. I've taken out the side building, and I want to show you something that I've done. Basically, remember this side here? And we have the little cabinet here that I've modified over here, and we had the another side over here with the niffler, and yeah, this still doesn't have a floor over there in the middle. I think I have changed it over here so it looks like wood. Might have done that last time, actually don't remember now. Been so busy with other stuff, it's actually a miracle. I've done so much building. Over here it was a door similar to this one, but now it's not a door anymore. It is actually, well, other than this kind of plate kind of sticking out, two plates actually, it doesn't really look like this is not really an ordinary door, but it's actually a tray similar to these ones. But unlike these ones that have kind of a way for me to place my finger in there so I can easily take it out, this one does not, because it is a standalone. It is not inside of the building like this one. And here actually this is part of the wall, but this is not. See, if I can take it out, see, I can easily just go from this side and take it out. And in this situation that works. Now, before I show you what I've built there, I think I talked about this last time, but I'll repeat myself. I have, since I do like other fandoms and other things that are made in Lego, I kind of was wondering of a way to integrate them. See, there's a Batman in there. He's not going to be there. Just place them so I don't lose him. But yeah, for example, I like Batman. I like some Disney movies. I like some superheroes, and even some random sets that I see sometimes I like. But I don't really have the opportunity to make, for example, to build a Lego Hogwarts and then build a Lego city on the other side and then do some other things. And I decided that it would be a good idea to find different kind of cool ways to integrate various other fandoms into a Harry Potter world without forcing it too much, you know. So I decided to hide various things into the castle, and just as long as they don't stand out, I'll repeat the example I gave last time. I mean, I don't want to place Batman next to Dumbledore in the Great Hall having dinner. But if I would be hiding Batman somewhere and he would not be visible, even when you look at the castle, you have to kind of find him and see him, then I think that would be okay. So here I'm going to show you the first thing that I've done into this little compartment, because, you know, this is a side building, and basically it is the only reason it exists is to connect the Great Hall to the Grand Staircase, and there's a lot of kind of room to operate and to use some things and just to have freedom, at least the way I did it. For some reason this is popped up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, I've already talked about Filch's office and how I've decided to place it here, even though it doesn't necessarily need to be here. And following that logic, since over here it is the way to go over here, which is the entrance to the kitchens, that left me with this side over here, kind of to do whatever I wanted. Because even as it is, we're gonna place the Grand Staircase against here. I mean, obviously this is the corridor, and then you're gonna enter it from here. And whether there will be stairs down here or up here or both, I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm trying to say is that this wall is going to be against another wall, so you will not be able to go inside. You know, it's not supposed to make sense. I mean, that's why there isn't any doors here, any windows. It's just a little Easter egg hidden thing that is there, and that's the way I'll be usually hiding things unless I find a better way to do it. So yeah, the first thing that I've done is this little model here, which is Jafar's kind of I don't know what you want to call it, laboratory, office, hideout. I think in the Aladdin animated film, it's a kind of hidden place. I mean, it's not his official office where you can find him. I think it's like a hideout, like a little villain lair. One thing that I want to stress is that I wanted really to use dark red here, because as you can see, Jafar's colors are mainly black and dark red. And I was really, really sure that I had at least a handful of dark red pieces, at least for the floor, but it turns out that I don't. And I'm really confused why that is. I might have, I'll just place it up here for now. I might have used them somewhere else for supports, or maybe, I don't know. I don't really remember. Maybe I just got confused. But yeah, that's why the floors are a little bit, you know, iffy. And but yeah, that's easily fixable. Now, yeah, this is a very little space. I think it's like 8 by 12 or 14 or something like that plate. And I just really wanted to represent this little piece. I saw, I think it was by accident, this minifig from the series. I'm not really keeping up to date what kind of minifigs we're releasing, what series are out there and what they're planning to make. Like I said, I've just recently returned to the hobby, and I don't really care about those other things. So let's just say I found about this figure's existence by accident, and I really liked it. And when I bought it and it actually arrived, and I held it in my hands, I was even more pleasantly surprised of how good it was. And since Aladdin is the animated movie, not the Will Smith one, I mean, that one wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't watch it again. Anyway, the Aladdin, the animated film, is one of my top 3 Disney movies of all time. And it holds a really special place in my heart, and as far as my childhood is concerned, I had it on VHS when I was a kid, and I've watched it so many times. It has some very memorable songs and so on. And yeah, I really fell in love with this figure, and I decided that, well, this is something I want to make, and I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, it was kind of a challenge to, have something. I'll try to turn the lights up a little bit so you can see. Although there's so much black, my camera is getting, displeased. I wanted to just put some signature things in such a confined little space. And I know that the colors are kind of iffy at places, but I will simply just order some pieces in the purple colors and it will look a little better. Now, obviously, you have Jafar, and then you have the lamp that he has currently, then you have that crystal ball. He doesn't necessarily have a crystal ball. As far as I remember, he has like this kind of hourglass that he in machine that is powered by either lightning or thunder or whatever, and it is in the hourglass that he sees who Aladdin is, so he can find them to open the Cave of Wonders. But this kind of represents the gear that the Parrot Iago kind of pushes to power the machine. And this I don't have an hourglass currently, and a crystal ball hourglass, I think close enough for the time being. Now this little piece over here, this one, I actually don't know what it is called in English, but it's these little kind of pots where you can go and smoke through like a cable, whatever. I'm describing it terribly, I know. But I found it does exist like little cable, which I don't have right now, but I will order it, and I've just made the object itself, and once I make it, I will kind of look a lot better than this. But I thought that I just built it so I don't forget about the idea. I tend to do that a lot. I also placed this little already pre-built object from the Astronomy Tower Harry Potter set, I believe it was from. And yeah, I thought that it was fitting. If I remember correctly, in the movie, Jafar did have similar kind of objects and devices in his laboratory. And in the back, you have like a few shelves with some various stuff, like a key I've placed there, some other things. Yeah, and obviously some potions and flasks and whatnot. Now, I wish I could show you better. I mean, I will try. But over here, I have like a couch, a little chair for him to sit. But it's just the space is so small and so confined that you can't really see it properly. But it is actually a functioning couch. I mean, he can easily sit there. And it's a custom little design that I've made. Nothing really all that special. It works. So yeah, I will just change I want to add a lot more dark red. Now, obviously, I'll try to make the floors all dark red, or dark red plus reddish brown, something like that, or maybe a little black. But seeing we already have a black chair and a lot of other black elements, like the shelves are even black, and the torches too, so probably dark red. And this piece over here in tan, I might do it in, I'm sure it exists in black. Maybe if it has some more extravagant colors, I will use that. And yeah, Jafar's little hideout. Also, this gray window over here. Now, if I could find maybe a better piece, maybe something that is not a solid color. It's the only one I have now to fit into this slot here, this arch slot. But if I find something better, like something transparent or something, man, if there was like a red transparent kind of piece here to put, it would be great. I actually should have a look at that. Just crossed my mind. But anyway, I thought it was a nice little build that, it's hidden, and that's the way it's gonna go. I'm gonna place various such little hidden places within the castle just to satisfy my, my liking of various other sets or other elements or other figures that I just decide that I like and that should be present somewhere, and why not hide them here? And here it is again, everything's put back together. Really happy how quickly I'm able to take everything apart and move it and put it back together again. I think that's very, very important and nice that it actually works out, and I don't have to worry about that, or even if I pick stuff up, it doesn't fall apart. And these modules are getting pretty heavy. I mean, this whole courtyard section is pretty heavy. The Great Hall by itself is really, really heavy now. And that's even the roof is not there yet. Although I will probably avoid, even when I place the roof, to move it with the roof on top of it. I think I will always remove the roof, as it is the idea. Now I just want to talk a little bit more about what you should expect next time. Now that we have done this whole framework, we will be working on the roof. We will be working on the roof over here. So actually a lot of roof going on. Well, that doesn't sound too exciting. Well, has to be done though. We will make, I'm waiting for these arches there and some other pieces to create these supports. So we will create all of these here, just to make, again, the framework for the roof, and then we'll make the roof itself with the towers after that. So framework here, roof over here. And there are some other things that are on the menu, like the rocks here might be a good idea to work on that, because now we have this building. Hopefully we'll, even if we make some changes at some point, there will not be major changes. So maybe it's a good time to really work on this kind of sloppily placed together rock section, fill it up to here, make it a bit taller to cover these sides here that I want covered. And actually the kitchens, wow, it's been quite a while since I've actually pulled this and showed it to you, but nothing really has changed. I can't really do it now with one hand. But maybe it is time to work on the interior in there. Might be a good idea. And actually getting a few ideas how to do things there, so maybe that will be very soon. Other than that, thank you for watching. I think that's it, and I wish you a very nice 2022 ahead. And yeah, as long as everything is normal, you'll receive regular updates from me again, and I hope you find it interesting to hear me ramble and see how the progress of my Hogwarts castle is going every time. Slow and steady, but like I always say, for me it's important for you to see every single little thing that I do, every single little change, every single little addition. It's just the way it should be, in my opinion, as far as progress and journaling everything is concerned. So again, thank you for watching, thank you for the support and the kind words, and I will see you next time, which should be in the next 10 days, as it usually is. Thank you, and have a good one. Bye.